Imagine for a moment you feel this inexplicable connection with someone in your heart, as if destiny had guided you towards each other. A feeling so deep you can't ignore it. But is this just a coincidence? Or does this link have a much greater meaning? What if Allah, in His infinite wisdom, used this feeling to tell you that this person is destined to stay in your life, to guide you, support you, or even help you grow spiritually? If you've ever felt this kind of connection, you may be closer to a divine truth than you think. Stay with us, because today we're going to explore together what that really means. 1. Divine wisdom, a feeling that brings us closer to the truth. In this life, there are moments when everything seems to align in a mystical way, when you feel a deep connection with a person, as if this meeting was no coincidence. Whether it's a friend, family member, or partner, that connection seems to be there for a bigger reason than you can immediately understand. And therein lies the beauty of Islam. Nothing happens without the will of Allah. The Quran reminds us, and those who believe and their hearts are at peace when they remember Allah. Indeed, at the remembrance of Allah, their hearts become at rest. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. These moments of peace and tranquility, often felt in the company of certain people, are not there by chance. You've probably felt, at some point, this strange but pleasant feeling, a sort of inner calm when you're with someone. It's as if this person was placed in your life for a specific purpose. Perhaps this purpose is to guide you, encourage you to grow, or even support you in times when you need it most. In Islam, every encounter, every connection is never a simple coincidence. Everything is orchestrated by the divine wisdom of Allah, who guides us through these relationships to move us forward on our spiritual path. Perhaps Allah, in His great mercy, says to you, hold tight to this bond. There could be a blessing in this relationship that helps you grow closer to Him, uplift you spiritually, and strengthen your faith. Sometimes, this person could be the one who reminds you at every moment of the importance of faith, or the one who will be by your side as you go through life's trials. It is important to remember that these feelings, these connections, are signs that we must observe carefully. This is not just an ordinary attraction or relationship. This is a sign that Allah is guiding you to this person for a reason. Maybe this relationship is the bridge to another level of spiritual understanding, or maybe it's preparing you for a big change in your life. But how do you interpret these signs? Have you ever felt like someone was meant for you but couldn't explain why? Perhaps this connection is there to bring you inner peace, a light in a time of confusion, or perhaps it is a test to see if you are ready to accept what fate has in store for you. Regardless, every relationship is a way for Allah to guide us, to teach us essential lessons for our spiritual and emotional well-being. It is not just a matter of luck or coincidence, but of divine guidance. So, take a moment to think about the following question. How do you view this kind of connection with others in your own life? Is this just a coincidence or a sign that you need to explore deeper? 2. Spiritual connections, a test of patience and faith. Human relationships are a challenge, a delicate balance between love, patience, and faith. Sometimes you meet a person who seems to have been placed in your life for an obvious reason. They support you, uplift you, and bring you closer to Allah. But other times, this bond becomes a test of character, a test of faith, a test of patience. Islam teaches us that every relationship is a test, an opportunity to evolve, to purify our soul, and to learn to love sincerely for the cause of Allah. The believer who weaves bonds of brotherhood in the path of Allah is like a fortress that cannot be broken. These words of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, reveal an essential truth. It is not the ease of a relationship that makes it valuable, but the ability to preserve it despite storms. How many times have you been confronted with incomprehension, disagreements, ordeals that threaten to break a precious bond? Perhaps you have felt the temptation to give up, to distance yourself, to believe that this person is not worth the effort. But what if that's exactly where your test was? Allah tests us through relationships. A friendship tested by misunderstandings, a family bond weakened by time and mistakes, a romantic relationship shaken by differences. Every difficulty is an opportunity to choose between pride and humility, between selfishness and forgiveness, between breakup and patience. Hold tight to this bond. Perhaps Allah is testing you to see if you are capable of overcoming your anger, of accepting others with their faults, of showing rahmah, mercy. Because it's easy to love when everything is going well. But true love, whether friendly, familial or marital, is proven through difficulty. So ask yourself this question. How many times have you almost let go of a relationship, not realizing that Allah wanted to see if you were capable of loving for Him and not for yourself? 3. The closeness of Allah in times of doubt. Doubt. This feeling that creeps into the heart, which pushes us to question choices, connections, directions taken. Sometimes we find ourselves hesitating, wondering if a person really deserves a place in our life, if this connection is beneficial, or if it is just a passing illusion. But then, amidst this confusion, there are moments of clarity. Moments when, in the presence of someone, a deep calm comes over you, as if your heart finally found a refuge. What if it wasn't just a feeling? What if it was a sign? In Islam, Allah never ceases to guide us through situations, trials, and people. He places souls on our path who have a role to play in our destiny. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Love for the cause of Allah is a light in the heart." This feeling of calm, clarity, serenity that you feel alongside certain people is not trivial. This is not the result of chance. It is a light that Allah places in your heart, a subtle signal that tells you that this person plays a role in your spiritual journey. How many times have you met someone who, without knowing it, rekindled a spiritual flame within you? Someone who, by their simple presence, pushes you to be a better version of yourself? Maybe this person has never said a single word about religion, but their behavior, their gentleness, their way of being reminds you of the importance of Allah. Maybe its existence in your life helps you get through difficult times without you realizing it. When you feel this inner peace with someone, it's not a coincidence. Allah sometimes gives us answers through people, through these souls who, even without knowing it, act as lighthouses in our inner storms. But will you be able to recognize these signs? Will you be able to see beyond simple human attachment to understand that certain connections have a much deeper dimension? So think for a moment. Have you ever felt this inexplicable peace alongside a person who, in one way or another, brought you closer to Allah without even knowing it? 4. The importance of prayer and divine guidance. In the complexity of human relationships, uncertainty is a test that we all go through. Who to keep close to us, who to let go. When a connection seems strong, but doubts persist, there is only one true answer. Return to Allah. Islam teaches us that nothing should be left to chance. Every choice, every relationship, every decision deserves to be placed in the hands of Allah, because He alone knows the invisible. Seek guidance from Allah and be sure that you will get what is best for you. These words of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, remind us of an essential truth. We cannot always trust our emotions. but we can always trust Allah. Prayer is not simply a ritual act. It is a deep dialogue, a direct connection with the one who knows what is hidden in our hearts. When you feel a powerful connection with someone, but questions plague you, have you thought about asking Allah to show you the truth? Consultative prayer, Salat al-Istikhara, is a powerful tool, a way to place your relationship in the hands of Allah and receive a response in the form of serenity or detachment. Sometimes, after a sincere prayer, you feel an inexplicable peace, an inner calm that pushes you to keep this person in your life. Other times, despite your desires, circumstances push you away, barriers arise, and you feel persistent discomfort. They are also answers, signs that your heart must learn to recognize. In this quest for truth, patience and openness of heart are essential. The most common mistake is to seek guidance from Allah, but cling to your own expectations. But true submission is accepting His answer, even when it doesn't match our desires. So ask yourself this question: have you ever sincerely asked Allah for guidance in a relationship? What signs did you perceive in return? And did you have the courage to accept them? 5. A call for reflection. Why does God allow these connections? Why does Allah place certain people in our path? Why do certain souls seem destined to cross paths with ours? To mark us? To change us in ways beyond simple human understanding? In the divine order, nothing is random. Every encounter, every connection, every relationship has a reason for being. Sometimes, these people come to brighten our lives, to support us in our trials. Other times, they test us, force us to evolve, to break down our own barriers, to become better versions of ourselves. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has made a path for every believer, and on this path, He places souls who have a role to play. We made you a community just so that you could be witnesses before the people. Surah Al-Baqarah, 2:143. Our connections with others are not just a source of comfort or learning. They are also a way to bear witness to our faith, express our values, and grow spiritually. Think about it. How many times has an encounter changed your life? Maybe a simple exchange gave you a new perspective. A person encouraged you to strengthen your faith. Or a valuable connection pushed you to persevere through the darkest of times. These connections are not insignificant. They are signs of the means of the lessons sent by Allah. But here is the deeper question. How will you respond to these connections? Will you see them as mere coincidences or as blessings to be cherished, understood, and cultivated? If Allah has put you in this person's path, perhaps He expects you to recognize the wisdom hidden behind this connection. Perhaps He is offering you, through this connection, a unique opportunity to draw closer to Him. Is this how you view relationships in your life? Have you ever felt like someone was a divine gift, a beacon on your path, a light placed there to guide you? What if this person was the key to a spiritual transformation you hadn't yet considered? The connections we form with others are never trivial. Every relationship has a purpose, a message that we must discover. Maybe the person you're thinking of right now is there for a true divine purpose, and it's up to you to understand that role in your life. Don't miss this chance to grow spiritually and humanly. If you have felt this connection, take a moment to pray and ask Allah for guidance. So tell us, have you ever had that feeling that someone was meant to be in your life for a special reason? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring videos. May the peace of Allah be upon you.